Greetings everyone and welcome to the demonstration of Pygetpapers. A little bit about the history of the tool. So Rick Smith and I coded Getpapers and we have been writing a Python version with added functionality. So Pygetpapers is a tool to assist text miners. It makes requests to open source scientific text repositories. It analyzes the hits and systematically downloads the articles without further interaction. Let's say we have to build a local corpus on the topic Lantana Camara. So what we do is we take this query and we select the repository which we want. Now we pass on this data to Pygetpapers, which then queries the API for the data. This data then gets processed and we can get the full text, the supplemental data, as well as the metadata of research publications. So step by step, we first create the query, then we choose the repository, and then we download the full text, supplemental data, or the metadata. Pygetpapers is basically abstracting this whole process and making it uniform and as well as automatic. Let me elaborate a bit on the first step, which is query building. Let's say we have to query for Lantana Camara. Using Pygetpapers, we can either search within a date range, so specifying the start date and the end date. We can also build a query using AMI dictionaries, which previously were stressed upon. We can also build a query with terms in a text file. So we can compound the query with terms which we provided externally. Along with this, we can also build compound queries using keywords like and, or, and not. Now moving forward with the API support, currently we support EuroPugman Central, Archive, BioArchive, MedArchive, Crossref, and Archivist. But at the same time, we recognize that there are a number of repositories that can and should be added to the tool. So Pygetpapers uses a plugin-based approach where adding a new repository is as easy as configuring it in the configuration file. There are some other key features of Pygetpapers I'd like to stress upon as well. First of all, it allows you to update an existing corpus with more data and more papers. Secondly, it allows you to change the log level as well as save logs. Finally, you can even save the queries that you pass on to the tool for later use, or you can distribute them. Now, Pygetpapers output is in the form of a C project, where there's a parent folder with the details of the papers in the subfolders. Now we move on to the demonstration of Pygetpapers. You can scan this QR code to check the tool out in real time alongside me. So this is the demonstration of Pygetpapers in a Jupyter notebook. To install Pygetpapers, you just need to do pip install Pygetpapers, and then you can run the command to see a help message come up. Let me just run this and show you. So as you can see all the flags which Pygetpapers offers along with their description in the help message. Now let's say we're downloading 10 papers on the topic Lantana from the default, which is EuroPugman Central repository, and saving them to a folder by the name of Lantana test. We just provide this simple query in which we specify which topic we're downloading the papers on, how many papers are we downloading, and where we are saving the papers. Let me just run this and show you the output again. So you can see this folder come up with the EuroPugman Central results, JSON, metadata, and all the files for the papers in a C project structure. We can also query within a certain date range using the start date and the end date flag as we discussed earlier. Now, if you have to download other formats like the full text PDF or the XML or the HTML document for the paper, you can provide these flags additionally with the query which we are already giving to Pygetpapers. For this command, you'll see a result like this. Every paper, you'll have its PDF as well as its XML, which can be read and analyzed systematically through a computer and a programming language. Now you can add new formats to existing corpus. You can add new papers to the corpus, query different APIs like Crossref, Archive, BioArchive, Archivist, and get the metadata, supplemental data, as well as full text of the papers. Now, if you have any queries regarding Pygetpapers, you can raise issues on our GitHub page. So you can click on new issues and raise any query which you have. You can report bugs and you can request new features. You can also add any additions to the code and submit pull requests, which will later be checked and merged to the code. So this was the demonstration of Pygetpapers. Thanks a lot, guys.